In previous discussion, we were discussing Portuguese, and in Portuguese, we have discussed up to reasons behind decline of Portuguese. And now from this discussion, we will start significance of Portuguese. There we will see contributions of Portuguese in India. So Portuguese contributions in many domain. First domain is shipbuilding. Portuguese contribution. First domain is shipbuilding. Shipbuilding. See, Portuguese very advanced in shipbuilding. They build advanced type ship. Their Portuguese carried some cannons, body armors, matchlocks, and such like arms and ammunition, which made Portuguese able to fight anytime, anywhere. And due to this ability of Portuguese settlements were extended very quick. And carried cannons, body armors, matchlocks, and such type of arms and ammunition, which made able Portuguese for fight anytime, anywhere. Ability to fight. Ability to fight anytime, anywhere. And due to these abilities of Portuguese settlement extended very quick. Extended settlements of Portuguese. Second, in shipbuilding, Portuguese built multi-deck ships which were not merely able to ride out in monsoon seasons, rather also able to ride out in Atlantic gales. Next is multi-deck ships, and those ships were able to ride out in monsoon season, and also those were able to ride out in Atlantic gales. So this was contribution of Portuguese in shipbuilding. Now we will see next domain. Next domain is agriculture and food. So second contribution of Portuguese in agriculture. In agriculture, Portuguese introduced some crops like potato, tomato, chili, tobacco, avocado, papaya, guava, and they also introduce Alfonso mango, which is high variety of which is good quality of mango. And they were also introduced graft technique in plantation. They are cut and paste part of plant and that part used for plantation. So like potato, tomato, chilies, peanuts, cashew nuts, tobacco, maize, papaya, guava, guava, avocado, Alfonso mango, and also introduce graft technique for plantation. Graft technique for plantation. So these contribution of Portuguese in agricultural sector. Now we will see in food. Third is in food. The Portuguese introduced fermentation process to form yeast. There we can make bread and such type of items. Fermentation process to form yeast, and this fermentation, and from this fermentation process we can make bread and such type of item. Bread and such type of item, such items. So this is contribution of Portuguese in food sector. Now we will see Portuguese contribution in press. Hello. See, Portuguese introduced press in 1556 in Goa and adjoining area of Portuguese. Introduced in 1556 in Goa and adjoining territories of Portuguese. So this was contribution of Portuguese in press sector. Now we will see Portuguese contribution in culture. Culture. The Portuguese introduced music of Europe, sculpture of Europe, carving of Europe, and painting of Europe in India. Music of Europe, carving of Europe, sculpture of Europe, and ceiling painting, mainly ceiling painting of Europe. So this was contribution of Portuguese in culture sector. Now we will see Portuguese contribution in metallurgy. Portuguese used silver mint and golden mint for flourish in Goa. Silver mint and gold mint for flourish in Goa. So these are contributions of Portuguese in India. Now we will start Dutch as a next European national who came to India after Portuguese. The Dutch. See, Dutch nationals, also known as Netherlands nationals. The Netherlands. Nether. Netherlands. See, government of Netherlands amalgamated many trading companies in East India Company of Netherlands and empowers for carried war, concludes treaty and possession Netherland territory in India. Amalgamated trading companies in East India Company of Netherlands and empowers for war, conclude treaties and possession of Netherland territories in India. Now we will see Dutch settlements in India. Dutch settlements. So first Dutch settlement was in Masulipatam in 1605. They were established first settlement in Masulipatam of Andhra Pradesh. And after Masulipatam, they were captured Nagapattinam of Andhra Pradesh, which was also military base of Portuguese. So after captured Nagapattinam, tension escalated between Portuguese and Dutch. Then captured Nagapattinam, which was also military base of Portuguese, and tension escalated between Portuguese and Dutch. However, after all, Dutch established some settlements in part of India like Surat, Kochi, Karaikal, Pulicat, and many places. One by one we will see. In Gujarat, Dutch established their settlement in Surat. And after Surat, they were established another settlement in Kerala, which is Kochi, Karaikal, Pulicat, in Andhra Pradesh, Karaikal Puducherry, Puducherry, and also I have discussed Nagapattinam, Nagapattinam, Nagapattinam in Andhra Pradesh, and after these reasons they were established their factory in Balasore, Balasore of Odisha, Balasore of Odisha, and after Balasore they were established factory in Kasim Bazar, Kasim Bazar in West Bengal, and Chinsura, Chinsura, and Kasim Bazar and Chinsura both are cities, both are districts of West Bengal. And they were also established one factory in Bihar, which was Patna factory. So these are settlements of Dutch, and Dutch also carried some merchandise to Europe and sold in European market with huge profit, like indigo from Amna Valley and Central India, textile and silk from West Bengal, rice and opium from Ganga Valley. Mer- merchandise like indigo, indigo from Yamuna Valley, Yamuna Valley, and from Central India, Central India. Textile and silk from West Bengal, textile and silk from West Bengal. Rice and opium, rice and opium from Ganga Valley, Ganga Valley. Now we will see decline of Dutch. Reasons behind decline of Dutch. Reasons behind, reasons behind decline of Dutch. So behind the decline of Dutch, two reasons are main. First is the and third Anglo-Dutch War, which was happened in 1672 to 74, and second battle was most important behind decline of Dutch, which is Battle of Hooghly, and Battle of Hooghly also known as Battle of Bendra, which was happened in 1759. So two reasons behind the decline of Dutch. First is third Anglo Dutch battle war, which was happened in 1672 to 74, and second was most important behind decline, which is Battle of Hooghly, and Battle of Hooghly also known as Battle of Bendra, Battle of Bendra. and this battle was happened in 1759. And in this battle, Britishers totally crushed Dutch, and Dutch were agreed to not interfere in trading activities of British in India. And if we look at reason behind this battle, Dutch captured three English ships in Bay of Bengal. So it was became as a challenge for Britishers, and in retaliation of captured ship, Britishers attacked on Dutch and crushed them totally. So if we talk about reasons of Battle of Hooghly, Battle of Hooghly, reason Dutch captured three ships of English, and in retaliation by Britishers, Battle of Hooghly was happened. Battle of Hooghly was happened. And in Battle of Hooghly, Britishers totally crushed. So in this video, this is enough. We will discuss further in our next video.